Omid Scobie today lobbed another series of truth bombs at the royal family, including the claim Meghan Markle does not want to return to England because she refuses to dive back into the soap opera. New extracts of Endgame published in a French magazine suggest Harry could be ready for reconciliation with his family, with the prince reported to have said, "I am ready to forget." Get an apology or explanation? At this point, who cares, right? But the Sussex's cheerleader launches several new attacks on senior royals including King Charles, who he claims ignored a meeting request from his son while he was in London earlier this year. And in a dig against the Princess of Wales, Mr. Scobie quotes a close friend of the Sussexes as saying she spent more time talking about Meghan than with Meghan. Endgame, which is out on Tuesday, threatens to reopen old wounds in the aftermath of Megxit. It will brand Charles unpopular, William power-hungry and say Harry was betrayed by his own family. Today, Buckingham Palace told Mail Online it was not commenting on the latest extracts published by Paris Match, nor claims Mr. Scobie made in an accompanying interview with the publication. Mail Online has contacted Archewell for comment. In extracts of Endgame shared today with Paris Match, Mr. Scobie also claims Meghan decided against attending King Charles' coronation because she did not want to dive back into the soap opera of the court. Despite this, she and Harry still keep him up to date by sending him photos of their children. Harry told his father, "Don't you want to see your grandchildren anymore?" after Charles evicted him from Frogmore Cottage. Charles told members of the royal family not to trust Harry following the publication of Spare. The latest extracts from Endgame paint a dire picture of relations between Prince Harry and his family. In interviews, the Duke of Sussex has previously held out hopes that they may one day come round to his view, but Mr. Scobie claims he has now given up hope. Instead, he quotes him as saying, "I am ready to forget." Get an apology or explanation? At this point, who cares, right? Meghan's decision not to attend the coronation on May 6 is one of the subjects covered in Endgame. At the time, Harry announced he would be travelling to the UK without his wife, who was remaining in California to look after their children. The prince was reported to have voiced concerns over security and the reputation his family could receive from the public. Other reports suggested Meghan had been left upset after a letter from Charles did not address claims she had made about her poor mental health. At the time, Mr. Scobie said Archie's birthday played a factor in the decision and he expected it would be a fairly quick trip to the UK for Harry. But he's now claimed Endgame that Meghan didn't attend because she refused to dive back into the soap opera of the court. Mr. Scobie has previously denied his new book as Harry and Meghan's and instead claimed it will tell the current state of the British royal family. It comes hours after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex distanced themselves from the book, with insiders indicating to Mail Online they had nothing to do with it. Posting on X last Thursday, Mr. Scobie wrote, "And let's get this nonsense out the way. #ENDGAME is about the current state of the British royal family. It's not Harry and Meghan's book. I am not Meg's pal. The Sussexes have nothing to do with it. Their story is a small part of a much bigger one you can read in 12 days. Experts said that the Sussexes favoured royal reporters' new biography as threatening a potential thawing in relations between the king and his youngest son. Reactions to the post from social media users varied, with one person writing, "Oh, so not like the last book then." Another person wrote, "Preach. Set them straight." Mail Online understands that Meghan and Harry categorically deny any suggestion they are affiliated with the book or that Mr. Scobie, who has been friendly with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and co-wrote their biography Finding Freedom, is part of the Sussex camp. The denial came after Harry and Meghan's olive branch to the king on his 75th birthday. Harry is believed to have telephoned his father last Tuesday, and they have reportedly agreed to chat again this week. The Duchess of Sussex is also said to have spoken to her father-in-law from their home in California while the couple's children Archie, 4, and Lilibet, 2, recorded a video of themselves singing Happy Birthday to their grandfather. Some 24 hours later, excerpts of Mr. Scobie's book were shared with people in the U.S., including claims that Harry remained in the dark about the Queen's health in her final moments. It also alleges that it was Meghan who urged Harry to answer his phone when Charles called him on an unknown number to reveal that the Queen was close to death, before also asking that Meghan should stay away from Balmoral. Mr. Scobie writes, Charles had cited protocol, but the reality was that Kate chose to stay back to pick up the children from their first day at a new school. They just didn't want Meghan there, said a former palace aide. Meghan, a friend added, could sense she wasn't wanted. The book also claims Prince William ignored Harry's texts, forcing him to charter his own plane. William clearly didn't want to see his brother, Endgame says. Mr. Scobie's decision to piggyback the release of his new book on the King's 75th birthday and the sixth and final series of The Crown was branded deplorable. Royal journalist and author Phil Dampier told Mail Online, "We all know that Scobie is their mouthpiece and he gets his information directly or indirectly from the Sussexes, so anything which is hurtful to Charles, Camilla or William and Kate, will just make things much worse." Let's put it this way, I can't see Harry and Meghan coming over for a family Christmas. He added, "The king has always left the door open for his son and will continue to do so." But in reality, if there are more serious allegations in Scobie's book, it will set back any chance of a reconciliation. Royal courtiers are said to be furious over the claims made by Mr. Scobie, who alleges that Prince William ignored the Duke of Sussex calls as he raced to be at the Queen's bedside in Scotland in September last year. Mr. Scobie could be cut loose by the Sussexes and their circle, it has been claimed.